And when I'm finished, I will hand over to Mel and Greg, and we will transition more in towards to the company and the opportunity with the business. So the question is there, I'm going to share, there you go, the full screen for you. The question is, have you been patched? And to know a bit more about me, my name is Anna, and I live in Mallorca in Spain. And I work with people as a therapist and a coach. And I always was frustrated because, you want to reach people, you want to help people. And I'm sure everybody does in their special way. And I was, first of all, introduced quite a long time ago, 1.5 years ago. And I think this is important to listen to. The fact that I wasn't ready 1.5 years ago because somebody mentioned this patch and I couldn't grasp, how can something so simple do so much? She was telling me, and I actually forgot about it. And then I was introduced again just over a year ago. Another friend talked about it, and I thought, oh, if somebody else is talking about this, must be, something I need to look into. And I did. And I saw the testimonies and I was blown away. And I thought, I need this. I need to order. And I need to share this with my clients. I need to share this with my family, my friends, anybody I know. So people, because I knew that people are hurting, they have issues. I had chronic pain. I'll tell you more about that a bit later. But I thought, never mind, if it does something with me, that's good. I'm going to try and help people with this. And I ordered a packet and I got started as soon as I got them, and I experienced the most amazing things. I'm going to get to that, but yeah, it was incredible. So the question is for you then, have you been patched yet? If you haven't, you're going to want to do it as soon as possible, because if you haven't, you are missing out on something. When I started, I was very curious, who is behind this? And I started Googling, I found YouTube videos, and I was like a vacuum cleaner. I just sucked up any information I could to find out, what is this product and who's the inventor, who's created this miracle patch. And I found out that his name is David Schmidt. And I quite quickly saw that he is a very genuine, humble, loving and caring man. Not the person you maybe think that this is somebody who just wants to make money. No, he's very dedicated and wants to help people and really help mankind to live as long as possible and to live without the pain and the issues that we are so used to having. And as you see, I mean, he's a CEO and he's also the inventor. So that's quite unusual, for a company to have the CEO as also the inventor. So he's that combined, but he has over 130 patents. I think it's way beyond that. I don't know anybody who holds a patent. It's quite difficult to get a patent, and he's just the most intelligent person. So what he does, I mean, what he has been doing for quite some time now is specializing in age reversal, actually. He used to work for the American government, and he wanted, to help them, the submariners that were in submarines and had to stay awake for a very long time. He wanted to create something natural, something healthy for them so they could stay awake without caffeine, without amphetamines and so on. And he then invented something that would be in his company, this Lifeway that we have now, that would be the first patch, that is the energy enhancer patch. And the company was started in 2004. So he left his work with the American government, all to do with, with 9/11. There was more focus on terrorism, and he wants to help people to heal naturally and to live naturally. So he started his own company, LifeWave, and this is the company that we're talking about today. And he then created different and various patches for targeting different things for the human body. And in 2008, he started focusing on stem cell therapy, because he realized that this is the way to go for people to heal naturally. And as you see then, it took 10 years when he started working with us. It took 10 years until we had this miracle patch, the X39, on the market, so we could start sharing about this. And it took him a long time, lots of research and also lots of trials, and studies to get it on the market, but it also cost about $4.5 million. But now we have it. And the wonderful thing is that this patch has actually a patent. So this means that it's protected. And it also means that whatever this patent says that it will do, this little patch, this is completely legal. It really needs to specify, and we need to, you have to prove when you're getting a patent that what you are saying that this little patch does, it has to prove to do. So anyway, we got this patent in 2019. And there's another, 20 years, a total of protection. So you can't find this little patch anywhere on any shelf in any pharmacy or any shop or anywhere else online than through a brand partner, through Lifeway, the company that's online. And I think it's quite fascinating. It's a really long, big document, and I'm just going to read out loud what it says, a few lines for you to know a bit of specifics of what it says in this big document. So, as you see here, elevating copper peptide, I'm going to tell you about that, elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. So this you can read in the document. And I will say that, just to give you a hint, I've experienced everything of that in my own body. But then why would you want to activate your stem cells like it says in the document that this little patch does? Well, stem cell, I didn't know a lot about stem cells before I joined this company as a brand partner. But what I've learned is that we have an enormous amount of stem cells. We come from one stem cells, and then it keeps dividing, and then specific stem cells go and make different things like lungs, and you regenerate with stem cells. So it's very good to have a lot of active stem cells because they heal you. So for instance, if you take a child and you have an injury, maybe the child breaks its leg, and you have somebody that's older, like 70, 80 years old, and you have a similar injury, it's going to take a very long time to heal when you're old compared to when you're young. Everybody knows this, right? And that's the stem cells. That's what they're doing for you. So they're healing you rapidly when they are active. The issue, though, is that as we age, our stem cells, they're still in our bodies, but they go dormant. So by the age of 30, you have about 50% of your stem cells active. And then by the age of 60, only a few percent, which means that a lot less healing, and it's going to take, if you even heal, it's going to take a long time to heal. So wouldn't you want your stem cells active? And the other thing I think also is very important is that we have the approach, in life, that as you age, you almost like you accept that you're going to have body aches, aches and pain, joint pain, your hair is going to fall off your head, and so on. So many issues we consider as normal as we age. But this is actually what we're seeing is really changing with this patch. And how does it work then? How do you get your stem cells active? Well, if you've heard the word phototherapy, I hadn't before I joined Lifeway, but what I know is it's very similar. And the process is, when the sun rays, UVB lights, hit your skin. So if I'm out in the sun and the sun shines on me, then there's a process that starts. So in my skin, vitamin D is created from the sun rays. Yeah. So this is called phototherapy. And what happens then when I put this patch on, we are all warm, right? We're all warm, and we emit heat. Actually, this is light, low frequency light, which is like red light, very low frequency. You would see it, if you take a pair of night vision goggles and you'd put them on and you'd look at somebody at night, you would see colors like red and a few colors, this is from the light that is emitted from our bodies. So when you put the little patch on, your body's heat actually hits here, the little patch, and in the patch we have organic nanocrystals, and this is the technology. They're shaped in a special way so they reflect your own body's heat back into your body in this special frequency. And what happens then is that it elevates the amount of copper peptides in your body. And this is the key to then activating your dormant stem cells with a lot of copper peptides. And you can see this because they've done the samples from blood and urine and so on. And you can see when you put it on, the copper peptides increase, and a lot of copper peptides means a lot of active stem cells. So what's really good to know is that we're not doctors. I mean, there are definitely lots of doctors and dentists and so on, medical stuff on the greater team, but I'm not a doctor and I'm not your doctor. So I'm not going to say that this in any way heals you or treats you or cures you in any way like that. But what happens is when you get this elevation of copper peptides and your stem cells are active and not dormant again, your body is going to start to heal naturally. And in the patch, there are no creams, there's nothing that enters your body. It's only your own body's light that is reflected back. So it's very good to know that it's a safe therapy. You can, I mean, always, of course, ask your doctor if you have medication and so on. You're supposed to check in with your doctor and show them what you'd like to try. But as you said, it doesn't interfere with any medication. Only limits is, recommending not if you are pregnant or if you have had an organ transplant. But that's, I mean, rare cases. But always go to your doctor, like we did with our son. He is on medication, and they said that's completely fine. You can use it, and we've had great results. I'm going to get to that. But it's non-invasive, so just so you know, it's completely natural. It's your own body that's doing the work. So what can you expect then? Well, I'm going to get into mine soon, but the benefits are immense. I would say it's completely covered. So much, your whole body and mind is covered with all the different effects that people see with this. Increased strength is one thing, reduced inflammation, increased stamina. So you can go more or less all day long. Energy, vitality, like feeling that your body is really working with you again. And so many people say that finally I can think clearly again. The brain fog is gone. Restored muscular system and skeletal conditions. Well, that we have great proof of. My son has actually had improved bone density seen on scans after starting to use the X39. Improvement of sleep. I thought I slept quite well when I started the patch. I haven't had any direct sleep issues. But when I started using the patch, I could really feel the difference, that my sleep is so much deeper. I get more quality sleep, which means then during the day, my mind is clear. So, I mean, it all goes hand in hand, of course, but the mental clarity then when you've slept properly and how much energy you have, so you can do whatever you want. I don't have to sleep during the day. And then the last part is the improved skin appearance, which I would say goes really fast. We have actually, I'm going to get to that. The way to see, the way to expect. I'm going to get to when you can experience the skin improvement. I felt it quite quickly, but I'd like to show this first before I do that. And this is a bit, if you're not into and know about the mind and the brain, how it works, this is what it's called, a topography map. So brain mapping is when you check the brain to see if there's a lot of brain coherence or not. So if you have issues in remembering things, if you're confused, if you have a very hyperactive brain or not. So what David Smith did was he took a participant, she's 77 years old, a woman. He placed the X39 on the back of her neck, and she wore it. The session 1 is the first day she put the patch on, and they did this scan, this brain mapping that you see. Session 1 is with a lot of brain fog, inflammation. So I'd like to explain how I perceived the colors and how it shows you from session 1, 2, and 3. And Session 1, you can see very bright colors. You see the intense red. And that means that there's a lot of brain activity, but it's just so intense, and she can't, think, and she forgets things. She's very confused. Session 2 is 3 weeks later, and she's had the patch on consistently during the day and taken it off at night. So 3 weeks later, you can see how the red parts have disappeared, and there's a lot of blue and a little bit of yellow and some greenish going on. So there's a very big difference in this short time. And then session 3 is 6 weeks from the start. So in just 6 weeks, you see the red is gone, but also you see this variety of colors. It's sort of evened out, and that is what you want. You want it to be, in the yellow greenish zones and a bit like covered like this, like is here, which means in this short time, she's had immense reduction of inflammation. Her brain fog is gone. And, when they surveyed, the doctors that surveyed this session and this study, they said you couldn't get this. I've never seen anything like this in this short of a time. She did no other adjustments. It's just a patch on every day, on during the day and off during the night. And of course, drinking water is very important, but it would take years. If she would have lived, with perfect conditions, with lots of workouts, the perfect nutrition, she might have had a change like this within 2 years. But to have this in 6 weeks, it's completely astonishing, they said. So that's just to show and to explain a little bit about something that probably you, like me, don't know a lot about, brain mapping. So what can you then expect? Well, the first few days, and I'll be a witness to say that the first few days, stuff happened with my body. I really felt like I needed to just, go to bed early at night. I needed to sleep and recharge because my body was resetting. It was more or less like, like a computer rebooting. And after this period of intense recharge that I experienced, almost like I was feeling like I was pregnant again. And I have 5 kids, so I know what it is like to be pregnant, but I wasn't. I was just, my body was healing. And I could really feel that this shift in my body in this way. But after that, I just had this surge of energy, and I've had it since. And this is even more than 1 year ago. So the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. And I've heard you say, Greg, that two genes reset when you have a glass of red wine, with the resveratrol that's in. So we have 2 genes compared to 4,000 genes when you put the patch on. So that's quite a difference. Then you can expect by about 6 weeks, your brain is going to become balanced. For me, it happened earlier, but this is just an average, just to, get a hang of what happens when. And then within 3 months, your skin and, collagen is in every cell. So it's not just your looks, it's the whole feeling like your body's working with you, like, as I said, joint pain and so on. So just to feel that wonderful feeling in your body, that's around 3 months when the collagen really, you can see that has increased. But the big thing is, when you keep patching consistently and you reach the 6 months mark, then they've done studies to see that actually the heart reverses in age. And I've heard multiple stories about people that I know coming back from the doctors and saying, everything is good with me. The heart is good. My hormone levels are good. Everything is balanced. I don't need medication anymore. We've even heard about heart surgery being cancelled because of the heart reversing in age. So, miracles, you would say, to say the least, are happening with people patching consistently. And what's good to know, I think, also is, well, David Schmidt himself recommends at least try this for 3 months, because you want to see the effects. I'm going to get into my testimony soon, but you want to feel the effects and everything doesn't happen straight away in one go. Some things, you know, you don't even feel it happening in your body. And suddenly, like for instance, when I was flossing or brushing my teeth, suddenly I felt that my gums are no longer bleeding anymore. And that's, you know, it must have happened gradually. I didn't feel anything going on, but suddenly I thought of it. It's been so long, and they haven't been bleeding for over a year now since I started patching. But it's also good to know what's recommended. So I'm going to be 50 next year. And for me, it would be recommended to at least try it for 5 months. So you try and use the patch for at least as many months as decades you have been alive. So for me, that would be 5 months. But I'm way beyond that, as you've understood by now. And I'm never going to stop because this is just doing so much good for my body. How do you wear it then? How do you put it on? Well, I thought I'd serve you with putting it on here so you can see. You can put it on anywhere on your body. I'm going to get to that, but it's very important that you don't wear it for longer than 12 hours, because after 12 hours, when you've exposed yourself to this light frequency and your body's elevating copper peptides, then you want your body to rest. So during the night, if you put it on at 8 in the morning and then take it off at 8 at night, or choose whatever time works well for you, set an alarm on your telephone, or put it next to your toothbrush. And when you have your routines of brushing your teeth in the morning and in the night, you take it off. Any way that works fine with you. But just remember that it's the 12-hour mark that's important, because then as you rest from it, that's when your body heals and rejuvenates. As I said, put it anywhere you want. It's recommended to put it at the back of your neck or 3 fingers below your belly button. But if you have a shoulder issue or if you have a knee issue, you can absolutely put it there, because it's systemic. The process of these copper peptides, it works on anywhere in your body. The stem cells go where they need to go. So make a little list now what you would like to have happen with your body. It's like a wish list, for Santa. And then you just patch and you keep going, and you're going to experience so many things as you go along. But the patches, I put this on and then I throw it away, or I put it on the dog. And then I put a new one on the next day. So it's very important that these, you use it once a day, so you don't keep using the same one. And it also says you can use more than one patch. You won't get the double effect. But if you, for instance, have a shoulder pain and you have something going on, at your lower back, you can have 2 on without a problem. But as I said, the most important thing to remember, except from taking it on and off, is drink lots of water. And people are generally dehydrated. When you work out, you need to drink more. You want to have good water, and you want to have water that has minerals in it. That's it. So you don't want some filtered water without, that's like dead water. You want to make sure that you get, good food, of course, but then the minerals in the water is very important. And if it's hot, and as I said, if you work out, or if you're, if you're a bigger person, a smaller person maybe drinks less, and bigger drinks more, just adjust, but make sure that you drink enough water for your body. It's very important. So everything can just be transported where it has to go. And also, if you have a bit of a healing process in the beginning, it's also very important to drink water so you can cleanse your body from whatever toxins your body needs to get rid of. So this is a lot of information now that I'm presenting to you, but we have a very good site. So I'd like to direct you to this site. Take a screenshot or remember this site, write it down. This is a site where you can find information and also testimonies, and anything you want to share with somebody, you can share and send them this site so they can have a look. Maybe somebody already that has some issues or something that's going on with them and their bodies, and you want to, you've heard this presentation and you want to share it, then this is a great site for you to remember to share with them. But I think the most brilliant thing is, and that was the most shocking thing for me as well, was that this little patch does so much. And for me, it's been life-changing. I'm going to share my story, of how it's worked for me. And we're also going to have one of our brand partners, Ingela, share a quick testimony about her. But also, we're going to have my husband share what's happened to him. So we're going to do these three quick testimonies. So actually, what I did is, I'm going to share this so you can see this is this is it page, so this is it info. But I have a long list, so I'm more or less going to read through it. First of all, when I started patching, I said I didn't expect anything to happen with me. But within 3 hours, I turned out to be what they call a one-patch wonder. I've had inflammation in my foot before I started patching for 14 years. And it was so much pain in my foot, in my leg. I forced my husband more or less every night to massage and to take care of my left leg because it was tormenting me. And I tried everything. I'm not going to get into everything what I did, but it was a lot. And I was stuck with the inflammation. And I got it when I was just over 30. And remember what happens when you're 30? You have only half of your stem cells active. And I was, acting like I always did. Yeah, that's going to fix itself. But it didn't. For me, after 3 years, to not feel pain in my foot and to just have, my whole body rebalancing and just feeling great was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I had to pinch myself and wiggle my toes for at least a week and maybe a month. I'm not exaggerating. My body rebalanced. I've had joint pain. It's gone. I said I sleep like, I don't know, a kid, a baby. I sleep so well. Even if I have short sleep, because I've had puppies this year, I'm just up and I'm alive. I'm awake. I can do whatever I want to do. I'm focused all day long. This is a big, big change for me. And I told you about my gums, no bleeding anymore. And I had a sty at one time. I've had it 2 years before. It took a long time. A sty is really irritating. It took me 2 days before it just disappeared. So any health issues I have, if I feel a cold coming, it's like it just moves away. Anything I have, from mosquito bites to headaches, everything just goes rapidly, rapid healing. I even hurt my ankle really bad. I stepped in a field at one point and it was big, but I could walk the next day. I could carry, water bottles. So, I mean, my body is just, I feel like I don't know, I feel like I'm a kid in my body. I wouldn't even say I feel like I'm 30 because I feel like, yeah, I'm 10 or 11. I can do whatever I want to do. I feel so strong and I haven't felt this in a really long time. And after 5 kids as well. So, I mean, that's really short my testimony. But I want to ask Ingela now to unmute and please share your story for us briefly about how you experienced the X39 and the issues that you had with what they call actinic keratosis. Let's see.
Hi there. Yeah, Anna, you're my sponsor, and I'm Ingela. And I've been patching myself for 3 months. And when I started to patch myself, I also did a medical treatment with the cream for keratosis. And it's a skin treatment, medical, and it's supposed to give you wounds. So the skin can heal once again and heal in the right way. So the instructions said that it would take 2 to 4 weeks to heal after you finish with the medical treatment. And it took me 4 days instead. And I was very happy because it was very hurtful to have this in my face. And also, I love my brain now. I am so happy I finally got it back after many years of brain fog.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ingela. Yes, and we love working together. We're just the best team. And I thought it was quite funny and well, for me, it was a pleasure to hear you say that you kept seeing me because we've had meetings as we both are coaches. We had regular meetings and Ingela was saying, I keep seeing Anna every time we have a meeting, and she's got so much energy. She's so alive. Like, how does she do it? What was the movie When Harry Met Sally? I want what she's having. In the end, she was like, you send me these patches. I have to I have to have them now because I want what she has. So I'm happy that we are on the same team now, and Ingela is really crushing it as a manager, doing great. Thank you so much. And I was blown away by these pictures. I think it's quite insane, and it really proves what I'm saying. Healing is rapid, like really rapid. So thank you so much, Ingela.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm just gonna, yeah, you're muted. Okay, so now we have Maxime. I'm gonna stop sharing now, and we're going to have Maxime share his. Maybe I can spotlight you. There we go.
Thanks, Honey. Well, about a year ago, I was a mess. I was in constant agony. I was started to get these physical issues you get around 50, like lower back pain, neck and knee pain, and basically overall aching. I started to get skin issues, some hideous itching rash all over my body. I started to get stress-related symptoms such as lymphedema. I could wake up in the morning with a swollen lip. And I was overweight. So about a year ago, a bit more than a year ago, I needed a change in my life. So I started working out, and my body just screamed. I was aching all over. About a month later, I started patching, and everything turned. So I got the energy back, all my stress-related issues gone. Boom, skin condition gone. I also had concentration difficulties gone. But one thing though is everyone talked about sleeping. I've always slept really bad, waking up not once or twice a night, like 10 or 15 times a night. But the patches didn't help me until about 2 weeks ago. Now I pass out in the couch at night. Completely gone. So yeah, for some people it can take quite some time, and God knows what the future holds, right?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. I'm so happy with the changes I've seen from Maxim, of course, since we live with my wonderful husband and we live together. And you know, he's been complaining about his sleep, and I mean, you can understand with the skin issues and all the stress that was going on. Not only that, to see that he felt good, but also to see that physical change. I think, we're talking kilos now. I'm from Sweden, England. Now we live in Spain, but we speak about kilos. And for you to actually lose 15 kilos, and then with the workouts, how your body has changed, it's I mean, it's a big change. So I'm also happy about that, of course. You look great. So thank you so much for sharing. And I'm speaking for me, but I think I'm also speaking for Maxim. We're never going to quit these patches because they've changed our lives and our families' lives and so many people that we meet and speak to. So thank you for us. We're going to transition. I'm going to hand over to Greg and to Mena, and they're going to share about the opportunity to actually start sharing about this wonderful product. So thank you so much for listening to me and to us today, Ingela and Maxime. And I'm muting myself and giving you the mic. Thank you, Greg and Mena.
What a fantastic testimonies. Oh my gosh, all three for Anna, Maxime, and also Ingela. That is amazing. And we've seen this we could spend hours literally in one session just talking about all the different testimonials, and it's just amazing to see the results. And I'm so excited for you, Maxime, that you're falling asleep on the couch now. That's great. So hopefully she doesn't have to drag you to the bed just to get back to sleep. But it's amazing how God's blessing all of us with all this is amazing. So let me go and actually share my screen. And I don't know why it's not sharing. Give me 1 second here. Because we're so excited about obviously the product itself, but there's also an opportunity behind it. And that's one thing we always want to share is that when you understand that there's something that when you share something with somebody, we want to always let people know. I'm trying to figure out why my thing is off. Sorry. I had this all set up earlier and it's like got messed up. There you go. So the biggest part of this is that we always tell people that if you find something that's great, you want to share it with others. And this is an opportunity that we can share with others. And really, when we talk to people about this, the biggest part of this is making sure that people know that there's a compensation behind this as well. This is not distributed through your local stores, through your local doctors, through your local people. That's how they kind of got started, was actually distributing through doctors. And it didn't take off like they thought it would. So they got other people involved like us. They opened the door for all of us to basically take advantage of this. And so what's neat about that, it's been tremendous. And now, like I said, over 75 countries, around the world, we'll kind of explain that. But really the biggest question is, what are your goals? What are your dreams? I know some of you just want to use a product, but other people are like going, well, can I get this product for free? Well, we can share with you how to do that. But then also, if you like the idea of actually making a lot of money, we find out some of the most important things in people's life. They said, I want to have time. I want to spend time with my family. I want the idea of freedom. That was my number one thing. I mean, literally the number one thing I said I want to do is I want to replace my income so I could basically didn't have to work a job anymore. And it's been something I want to do for years and years and years. But a lot of people see security. They want to make some extra money just in case something happens or have some backup income because all the issues that people are having right now with the workforce and different things are going on. And if anybody hasn't noticed, I don't know if it happens in Mallorca there too, but inflation is taking over. I mean, it's amazing. Here we live in the States, just in Florida, just a little bit south of Tampa, and the inflation has gone up dramatically. Everything is costing more and more and more. But a lot of people say, if I had more time, I want to travel. I want to go different places. We've done a ton of travel this year. We're not done. We got a lot of the traveling we're going to be doing, which is fantastic. But a big part of this, obviously, is better health for so many people. I mean, you hear just a few testimonies of we heard today. It's amazing. I mean, we hear this, and I didn't even know about that with some of the different posts. I knew about Ingela a little bit, but I didn't understand. When I saw the picture, I'm like, is that her? I'm like, oh my goodness, what a difference. But the other part of this is we're on a mission for canceling debt, getting people out of debt, not just less debt, but no debt. So if you like those ideas, or if you say, there's certain things I want to accomplish, that's why we're here. Talk to people today. So you want to talk about the company?
So the company itself is 19 years old. In fact, they'll be 20 years old in the next month or so.
Mm-hmm.
And they've grown from 20 million to 400. We closed at 430 million last year. Now, that's quite a bit in 4 years. Okay. I don't know of any other company that does that. And then we projected to close at about 700 million this year and be $1 billion company next year.
Yeah.
Open in over 75 countries. And what I love about this is it's not a Me Too product.
Mm-hmm.
Often, we are supporting our small business owner friends and they are sharing things like supplements or skincare or hair care, weight loss, CBD, all great products. But how many other people or how many other companies have similar type products? And you can get it from Dis-Chem, you can get it from Walmart or CVS, Here, when we talk about, oops.
Here, just get a new one.
Sorry. When we talk about the, oops.
That's the only one.
No. So when we talk about the stem cell activation patch, the X39, nobody's telling us, oh my gosh, yes, I already have it. I mean, what we're finding out is that people are like, where do I get it? How soon can I get it?
Yeah.
And how does this work? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the exciting thing is there is not anything like this on the market. They're not going to buy it at Dis-Chem or at CVS.
Yeah, and what's interesting, not as slippery as you think. No, I'm just kidding. So what's interesting is that this has changed our lives dramatically. So that's what's happening. We want to share with other people. The company itself has actually grown to the #1 momentum ranked network in the world. So if you understand networking, you understand how building teams of people, stuff like that. There's thousands of companies out there. They are the fastest growing in the world. In fact, they just won an award from the company for the Detroit direct sales network that basically talked about the 2024 Global Bravo Awards. They do this for a company in the past 4 years that's grown the quickest. They said for a company, as long as they've been around, it's unheard of. 99% of the time, it's always a startup. When that starts up in their first 4 years, they've grown. They've never seen a company like this grow like this. And so it's pretty amazing. So the blue line is basically our team here. The green line is Lifeway sales basically in 2023. So our team is growing faster than actually the company. So we're the fastest growing team within the company itself. So when you understand the leadership that we have, the couple we work with are Steve and Gina Merritt. They've been in this industry for decades and they've built massive teams. They jumped on board because they said this is something they were praying for. They love this industry. They love helping people to the point where now they've got a global business around the world, and we're just a small fraction of it, but we're helping people grow businesses around the world. So how we make money is very simple. I'm going to do a very high level overview. We have great videos explaining the compensation completely, but it's as simple as knowing 4 people and then duplicating what we're going to talk about. So once again, what we do is help people get registered as a brand partner. And as a brand partner, you now get the product at wholesale. Would you rather pay retail or would you rather pay wholesale? I hope you'd like to pay wholesale, right? So what happens is by buying at wholesale, you now have access to it at wholesale, but the second part is you have access to income. So if you say, hey, I know other people that like to have this product, they'd like to get it wholesale, and they want to talk to other people. If we find 2 people on the right and find 2 people on the left, what happens now, you've got a team of 4 people and you're known as what's called the manager. And as a manager, you can make up to $1,500. I'm talking about US dollars, convert it to euros, convert it to rands. You have basically $1,500 a week, not a month, a week. So when we saw that, we're like, oh, paid weekly, this is great. Now, if you duplicate this, help these people duplicate. Let's assume that this person here says, I got dreams, I got goals, and we help them go manager. This person here says, I got dreams, I got goals, I'm go manager. Now what happens, you become a director, you make up to $2,500 a week. And it grows from there to the point where you can make up to $25,000 a week on just this one portion. There's 4 ways we make money, but just this one portion. So what happens is that if you're not a manager, you can make up to $100 a week, which is not bad. But I like the idea of $1,500 a week or more. So what happens as a manager, you can make up to $1,500. 2 managers, you got a manager on the right, manager left, you become a director. Now, if you have 2 directors, you become a senior director. Then basically after that, it's all volume based. So we actually hit these different levels. We hit the executive director. And then in 6 weeks, our business doubled. We went from this volume to over this volume, and we're well on our way to basically hitting senior presidential director. We've never seen growth like this. We've been a part of this industry for a long time, but it's just such an easy way to share with people because when you start mentioning stem cells, they go, oh my goodness, where do I get this product? Because people are researching this. People are flying out of the country, doing all kinds of different things and spending a lot of money. So people are saying, well, how expensive is this? It's got to be expensive. And that's the good news. It's not. The second way we make money is actually a matching bonus. Right. If you don't think $1.3 million is enough, then you just ignore this part here because there's a whole lot more than that available. But what happens is that as you start helping other people become successful, the more money they make, you would get a percentage of that. So as an example, when you find someone and you say, you know what, I've got friends, Bob and Sue, they're interested in getting started. So Bob and Sue basically get to the point where they're making, let's say, say $200 a month. You make $200 a week. You make 25% of that, you make $50 a week. When they make $1,000 a week, you make $250 a week when it continues to grow from there. So our goal is to help Anna do what? We want to help her make $25,000 a week because we get a percentage of that. So we want to help people become successful. The more successful she becomes, the more successful we become. All the people in the line of sponsorships are benefiting from that. But what happens here is that when those people, and you could find Bob and Sue and Mary and Jim and whatever, Francis or Francois and I don't know, whoever. So just an example, you can sponsor as many people as you want. We've personally sponsored over 180 people personally. I don't even know how many it is now. It's kind of crazy. You lose track just like David Schmidt's patents. But what happens is when those people bring in people, you get now 20% of what they do. And then those people, when they bring them, you get 20%. But this is really how people are making over 100,000 US dollars per week. Now I'm pausing there for a second because I want you to understand this is tremendous income potential. We're making more money than we've ever have, and we're just getting started. So we're going to be helping everybody who's on here. We want to help you succeed. Why? Because it's a team approach to business. You're not in business by yourself. You're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. Mm-hmm. So that's a great part. So again, we will get started. Try the product. It's very inexpensive. And I tell people from a standpoint, we've had some people say, well, that's expensive. And I'm saying, compared to what? I was spending $400 to $500 a month on therapies and all kinds of different things to try to, reduce the issues that I had. And again, the retail price on this is basically, it's $149 retail. That's $150 for a monthly supply. This comes in as a sleeve. So basically it's about 30 patches in a sleeve, but we usually recommend getting wholesale. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that, how you can do a wholesale. So if you want to do this, we heard, explain the different packages.
Okay, so our recommendation is that you get started either silver, gold, or diamond package. And why? Why do we recommend this? Well, first recommendation would be if you are the kind of person who you're going to go out there and share with people. You have big dreams. You want to make some money. You want to get out of debt. The recommendation is start at the gold, okay? And that's a package for $499.95. So it's $100 per sleeve, like, we said it's $99.95 per sleeve. And you get a free sleeve of another type of patch. It's a promotional thing.
Prior to the
okay?
X39, yeah.
And it was created prior to the X39. Then if you say, you know what, gold is a little too much for me, I can't really do that right now, you can start at silver, and that's okay. And because you want to give yourself a 90-day run if it's just you. But if you have a spouse or a significant other, you want to be able to have them use it like at the same time that you are, because like we heard from Maxime and Anna, Anna had gotten good sleep in the beginning. Maxime, it took him a while, 2 weeks ago. So what if sleep was their only thing? He would have thought it doesn't work for me, but he persisted because he had other things happening at the time. And the other thing is you want to have enough. You don't want to run out of the products, okay? But we chose to get the diamond package. And some of you on here have started diamond as well. And that's a great package. And the reason for that is, and if you can't get the diamond or you can only start at silver, you can always upgrade to gold or diamond, and you pay the difference between the gold package and the silver or the diamond package and the gold. And you get the difference in the packages as well. Now, diamond, why diamond for us is because we knew we were going to talk to everybody. Like, we did not want to run out of this. And when we spoke to them and they said they wanted it, we loaned them our one sleeve. And we signed them in to get their own product at the wholesale price, because we want them to experience this product at the cheapest price possible, and not sell it for retail. But anyway, what would happen is they would get their package a few days later and they would give us back our sleeve. So we were swapping it out. The other reason why diamond is we are business people, and we understood that we got these for $84 a sleeve and not $99 a sleeve, which in effect, if you're getting 19 for that price, you were getting 3 of these for free. And why not? Free is for me. I always say that. But the other thing is the order ship. You do not have to think about staying active and staying on order ship for the month that you upgrade to the diamond or you sign in as diamond, the month thereafter and the month thereafter. So we're in June right now. So if you get the diamond package today, the next time the first time you have to order ship would be June, July, August, September. So you can think about just talking to people. You don't have to worry about, oh, is my order ship coming through or whatever. The other thing is, you actually benefit from product introductory bonus. If you introduce another diamond, like a few of you have done on here, and you get that $500 payout. Oh my goodness, isn't that nice? So we made our money back in 2.5 weeks. We paid about $1,700. We made our money back in 2.5 weeks. We made more than we spent in the month. And every month thereafter, we get 2 of these, $200. And we make that money back when we wake up on Monday morning. So the very first, it's amazing what happens. The first day of the month, we've made our money back. So we've never been in the red when it comes to this business. The overheads are minimal. It just is amazing.
If you like the idea of business ownership, I've never started a business for as little as this. And so again, but you can start wherever you want. You can upgrade. And we tell people all the time, talk with the person who talk to you about this business and have them work out the right place. There's a couple other packs besides this, but these are the ones we recommend. These are the most popular ones. This is why we recommend it. So in order to maximize the income, you got to be at the gold level and higher on 2 sleeve auto ship. And I got to sleep for myself. She gets to sleep for herself. We're just using the product and they're all write-offs, which is kind of cool because we're using it from a marketing perspective. Did you have something you want to say, sweetie?
No.
Oh,
Sorry, it's a one-time purchase.
Yeah.
So
these are all one-time purchases.
If you buy silver, you don't buy silver again.
Yeah.
You keep upgrading. If you're buying diamond, you'll never buy diamond again.
It's a one-time.
It's a one-time.
Yeah. So we spent that money plus tax and shipping was like $1,700, and now we're spending only $200 a month. Like I said, it's less than what I was spending just for the therapies that I had, which is kind of crazy. So to finish up, go to thisisitteam.com is the second one. So you got This Is It Info, goes over the information on the product, the X39. This Is It Team. You can go to the compensation plan, watch, there's a bunch of different videos on there. And we have a whole system, and I'm not going to go over this real quick because we're running out a little bit of time. But again, we have a whole system, a pro strategy that when you learn what to do, how to do this, what to say, how to say it. If you say from a business standpoint, is there a system involved? Yes, thank God. There's a system that's already proven. There's other launch meetings that you can attend that you can take a look at. If you know people in the UK or know people in Sydney or know people in the United States, there's different meetings, and definitely get back together with the person that talks about that. But every Saturday, there's a team teaching at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. South African time, depending on the country. I'm not sure it is Mallorca. I think they're around the same time. So we got to figure that out, Anna. But as far as what the team teachings that are on here, and they've got different tours for people who are on here from the US, they're going to be in Sarasota where we live. Actually, Steve and Gina Mary are going to be here this coming Saturday. So the Saturday training is going to be done starting at noon at 12 o'clock Eastern time, which is 6 o'clock South African time. Then they're going to have 1 o'clock, basically 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. They're going to be doing a team training.
And you can jump online on the Zoom and watch the training as well.
Yep. And so the other thing is they've got conferences. Now, again, this is something that we tell, there's a lot of people on here that are from other countries, just like Anna, the people, but what are they doing? They're going to be accessing it online. We do have people coming in from all over the world, come to this convention. Actually, this is once a year they do this. We were talking about this yesterday with some people, and we said, it's amazing. The amount of money we were making, Lily, a year ago was not that much. We're making more in, I'm trying to think of it. We're making a whole lot more now. So I'm going to say, but the reason why is because our belief went up by being around other leaders. You get the best teaching, the best training from the industry leaders that are part of our business. Steve and Gina Merritt have, like I said, about 175,000 plus people on their team. They have the #1 fastest growing team in the world and the top leaders in the business. All these, what they call senior presidential directors, making over 25,000 a week. They're there teaching on what to do, how to do it. And so it's pretty amazing how, the business can be blessed by you doing that. And so once again, we recommend people get a virtual ticket if you're not in person. If you're anywhere within a driving distance, anywhere within a short flight distance, even people that are coming from other places, we recommend hopping on a plane, getting in your car, getting on a bus, getting on a pack mule, whatever, to get there, because being there in person is amazing. But again, with the virtual tickets, you'll have 45 days to watch the actual conference afterwards. So we're going to be doing watch parties. There's all kinds of things we're doing. And this is in the next 3.5 weeks. Basically, we're launching this, which is pretty
if
exciting.
You have already purchased your virtual ticket, please let us know, because we are obviously in touch with Steve and Gina about the people and where you're living, what's happening, etc. So we want to let them know.
Yep. And so last thing is that once again, if you're serious about your dreams and your goals, there is a hope for your future. And that's the part we talk to people all the time. My life has changed. And I should thank you. I want to thank Anna again for sharing, for opening up. She does an amazing presentation. We were going to have her do the whole thing and just sit back, but Mena said, hey, do you mind if we kind of, share this tag team? Yeah. And so again, it's a team effort, and we're so excited about her team growing like crazy. I mean, with Ingela and everyone else that she's working with all over I think they're in Sweden, if I'm correct. I mean, it's amazing.
Sweden, Spain, and Anna help us
all over. So it's it's kind of cool. So the last part,
I mean, so many countries in Europe mostly, and the States as well.
Yeah, that's right.
South Africa, of course.
Yes, South Africa. So and you did an absolutely great job. So thank you, Anna, for that, and also Ingela and Maxime for the testimonies. Those were heart-wrenching. Honestly, we don't know.
We don't know
who is just struggling and praying for a result, and then to have the outcome like we saw with Ingela, to hear about Maxime, going through all those life changes and the pain, and Anna with the guns and the bleeding. So you don't know anybody's plight. But the whole thing is, if we don't speak to people and we don't share, they'll never know. And And then the amazing thing is to be able to take that vacation because David Schmidt chooses to remunerate you for sharing this.
Yes. And so we always tell people, get back together. We're going to take a few extra minutes today. If you need to jump off, that's fine. But we're going to do some training right now. And we're going to do this from now on because we do team trainings actually on Sundays in the US in the evenings when everybody else in Europe and South Africa are sleeping. So we want to go over some of this training with you and explain a little bit more about this.
Before you jump off, just get back with the person that invited you.
Shoot them a
And
message
if you have
on
any
WhatsApp.
questions, please reach out to them and for us as well. You want to follow up.
Yep. So what's interesting is while we're sitting here, we got a message just came in. Welcome to the newest manager of the club. Congratulations, Williams Botsford. So he's not on this next slide, but we have someone that actually hit the manager level actually just last week, and so we want to recognize that person. The managers once again just bringing 2 people in on the right, 2 people in on the left, and so if you want to mention who this person is.
So Clementine,
Yeah.
Clementine Brinson, you heard her last week.
Yeah.
She gave an amazing testimony and, you know, of course, and she hasn't been in long, a few weeks.
Yeah.
Not even a month, I don't believe. And she already hit the rank of manager. Why? Because she said, I'm not going to keep this a secret. I have to tell everybody around me. You don't know who is crying out. So Clementine, you've been really kind and passionate, going out there, sharing this with people. And yes, you're going to hit the ranks. And she's on her way to director soon. So great job. And she's actually under Gary Burke, who's actually under Brendan out of South Africa. Clementine's here in the United States. So it's amazing how the business can go around the world.
Yes. And so the one thing we want to touch on real quickly is that on This Is It team website, once again, if you go to This Is It team website, there's also at the top here, you'll see the different tabs, and they got one to this 10-step system. The 10-step system is the system that we use, and the system specifically is about how to build a business. Now, again, for people that want to make a little bit of money, this is not important. For people who say, you know what, I want to replace my income, or I want to double, triple, quadruple my income or more, this is what you need. So the very first thing we talk about is determine your why. What is your goals? What are your dreams? Because it's your drive. Your drive is derived by your dream and your belief that you can have that dream. Then you set some goals. A goal is nothing more than a dream with a date on it. So if you say, I want to be, like for me, I put a thing down, I put freedom. I actually wrote it. I got my notepad that I started writing names all over. It says freedom at the top. It just reminded me, what am I fighting for? Why am I making phone calls? Why am I doing stuff? But I set a goal to do it and we accomplished it. So thank you, Jesus, for that. We made some commitments of things we're going to do. We're going to watch the Zoom meetings. We're going to get involved. But then we started going through the activity. So the activity is basically the very first step is building a list. This is what they call the activities that we start doing. So you make a list of all these different people. We contact and invite people. We reach out to people, let them know we found out about something amazing. And that's why I said, I said, we're talking to everything. And I haven't even got through 1/1000th of my list yet. It's amazing all the people that we have that we want to talk to. We start sharing the opportunity with people and we revisit and follow up with them. The fortune, as my wife says, the fortune
is in the follow-up. If you don't follow up, someone else is going to get a hold of them and someone else is going to tell them and you're going to find out, oh my gosh, I spoke to you, and now all of a sudden they're signed up with someone else.
Yes, exactly. And once again, we want them to get started. We're going to get started on there. So these are known as IPAs, income producing activities. So when we tell people about this, we want people to understand that when you're building a business and you're building something else, you want to do things that are being productive, because we can do a lot of things. We can make all the commitments, set goals. We can, dream build as much as we want. But until you make that list and contact people, things start happening. So there's a video that I want to share with you. Again, this was something from Danny McDaniel is a senior presidential director. They took a look at this and they didn't do anything with the business right away, but he knew he had a frozen shoulder and said, I really want to start using this. But they got some other team. They did a quick video. It's about a 6.5-minute video. I want you to share this with you because I want you to understand how fast things can happen.
You're going to want to take some notes.
Yes, take some notes. We're going to get a piece of paper, pen out, and listen to what he talks about, because we're going to discuss this in a minute.
Insights with right now and what you're doing, because you guys are really hot. And Joe Navarro's one of them. So Joe, I think you've been sticking with this. Tell these guys what's happening, because you just started a brush fire.
Just hit director.
New director.
Yeah.
Went to Connor Herner.
Yeah.
In less than
Let's
30.
go. Yeah.
So what's happening?
Yeah. So I think the key for me is, and first off, praise God for, being under your mentorship for many years. You were my pastor. You were my, you weren't my leader in AdvoCare, but you took me in as an adopted son and, poured into me. So what I have brought to this opportunity is, 12 years of experience. However, I didn't have a single team member. I didn't bring a team over here. I started with a list of 220 names, and I went through that list and I meant business. And I think the most important thing that I have right now is we go from hope to belief to knowing. Some of you have hope right now. Some of you believe, but some of you know. So I went through 17 months. Like, I started this the same month that Andy started, this business. And after 17 months, and I'm grateful for my opportunity with this other company, learned a lot. But after 17 months, my check there is going to be around $5,000 this month, maybe a little bit more. And here, my first month, I made $5,800. $5,800. I'm already at $1,500 for the week. I'm on pace to make over $6,000 in my second month. That's possible here. So what I'm doing is I'm just picking up the phone. I want people to hear my voice. I want them to hear my passion. I want to pique them. All I'm doing is piquing them, whether if I can't get them on the phone, I'm messaging them, letting them hear my voice, or Facebook messaging them saying, give me a call. You got to hear this. And I'm not spending a whole lot of time. I'm not spending 100 minutes on one person. I'm spending 3 minutes, 3 minutes here, 5, and just piquing them. And, even taking what you said, Danny, hey, what do you know about stem cells? And then shutting up and then saying, listen, I've got my hands on a stem cell reactivation patch. The miracles are happening. And I'll share like 2 or 3 stories. 2 or 3 stories is all I'm sharing, giving them the link. I'm not doing anything outside of that, getting them on. Guys, it's eyeballs on Zooms, eyeballs on Zooms, eyeballs on Zooms. You got to know the calendar. You got to help your new people know the calendar. And then you got to put some words in their mouth, like, who are your best people? Like, let's go invite them, and really putting courage in people, and really not just talking to anyone, but their best people, because this opportunity requires the best. It is the best. So it requires the best of you. We want to talk to the best people. We want to get this in the hands of the best people, and people are hurting. There's not a single person out there that doesn't need this. And so I'm just so grateful that I don't think people understand what we have their hands on. Mm-hmm. Like you said, Danny, this ain't mediocre. This ain't hype. When you go from 20 million just a few 4 or 5 years ago to 430 million, you want to be in that. Like, we are in the explosive growth momentum. People from the outside are looking in. It's like, you can't do anything to stop this. So you can either get on board and roll with it and have the greatest time ever, or you can look back and say, man, I had an opportunity. So this is it, guys. This is it. Let's go.
This is it.
Oh, I want to say one more thing too. I'm not the only one. Penny, she's followed us everywhere. Penny made $3,100 in 10 days, guys. $3,100 in 10 days. Because she's being coachable. She's getting out of her comfort zone. And there's shout out to everyone out here, all of our team. You guys are doing amazing, but love you guys.
Well, that's awesome. Well, don't mute yet, because, another thing that you and I even talked about, which, we were talking to Ricky and Carrie about this afternoon when we were just going over the team call tonight, because Diane and I, what you don't know is 10 months ago, when Diane and I started working the business in August of last year, we did a tremendous amount of getting people on launch Zooms very quickly. Me and Diane were doing sometimes three or four Zooms a day. And it was with, hey, who do you know? Get them on a Zoom. So we'd get on a Zoom with 3 or 4 of their best people, or 6 or 8 of their best people. And so we just rallied people on one Zoom after another and did presentations, and we got off to a rocket ship start. And I know everybody doesn't have time to do 3 or 4 Zooms a day. So don't lose hope if you don't have time to do 3 or 4 Zooms a day. But, everybody has time for 1 Zoom a day without being overwhelmed. That's not overwhelming, because we all have time to watch 1 series episode a day, or 1 game show a day, or something like that. But anyway, Joe, tell these guys what your feelings are about rounding their best people up quickly and getting them on a long Zoom.
Yeah. So, I learned from I think even Danny years ago, amateurs join, champions launch. And so as a former coach, like how do we keep it simple for someone when they get started, instead of saying, go to your back office, do this, 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 and this, how about let's just start with go to championmakers.com, get connected, and then pick a launch Zoom, pick a date. This is what I'm doing to my people. All right, I'm just giving them, you know, here's the schedule. The Zooms are on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central, Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, or their ladies Zoom Tuesday at this time, or Friday during the day. Which day works best for you? Thursday, great. Now we're going to come up with your list. Who are your best people that you want to get in front of this? Chiropractors, doctors, you know, network marketers, influential people, leaders. Who are those people? Great. Here's what we're going to say to them. I'm going to put words in their mouth and say, I'm not going to let you off the hook. We're not calling. We're not texting people. That's weak. We're going to pick up the phone and call them. Right. And then so giving them some words. Hey, listen, I'm calling you for a specific reason, Danny. Do you have a couple minutes? Great. What do you know about stem cells? And just shut up and listen, you know, but then say, listen, I've got my hands on, and it's an amazing invention. This is the stem cell reactivation patch. Lives are changing. When people get on this, there is miracle after miracle after miracle. I'm not the scientist, so I'm not going to explain how it's happening. I can just send you a quick link. You can watch the video, but I just know that you're going to be impressed and you're going to want to get on this. And then cast a little bit of vision. You know, it's your personal vision, it's your team vision, and it's the corporate vision. Guys, the corporate vision, what other company went from 20 million just 4 years ago to 430 million? You say that, like, and then we're on the fastest growing team that's outpacing the company, and just giving them it, and then invite them. So that's what we're doing, just keeping it simple, eyeballs on Zooms, and starting there.
Amazing. So the reason we wanted to share that was because if you didn't catch the energy from that, then I recommend we're going to send you the Zoom or send you the link and you're going to want to watch it again. I'm watching this every day now because, again, it's keeping us focused on what we're going, what we're doing, how we're talking to people, just literally picking up the phone and calling them. No texting. The only way I text people is I'll call them and I'll leave a voicemail message for them. And then I'll send them a text. Hey, I just left you a voicemail. When's a good time to give you a call back? Because again, there's like a sense of urgency that I want to make sure they know this is a phenomenal opportunity for them, for their families, for people they know, people, their loved ones, and it's changing people's lives. So we could go on and on about a lot of things that are going on, but we wanted to share that specifically with you today. We had a training that we did last night that we're doing, and we're going to share that with you that goes over more information, but we don't want to take the time today, but we're going to do more training starting next week. So if you want to stick around, we're going to actually break up the meetings between actually the presentation, and then I'm going to stop the meeting and then start up a new recording and actually have a team training for you guys specifically in Europe, South Africa, different places around the world, so we can actually help you grow as fast as possible. So I don't know if you had anything.
So if you're in it to win it, then you want to stay on the training.
Yes.
So take the time out to be here next week. If you need to get back to work, we understand. If you have other things, we understand. But honestly, we appreciate all of you for being on this evening, this afternoon, wherever you're at. Thank you. Honestly, this is teamwork. You saw we are going to be giving people an opportunity to present like Anna did.
Yes.
And great job, Anna. Great job.
Fantastic.
We're not the magic.
No.
We're just our good students, and we're raising up leaders.
Yeah.
As Steve and Gina are raising us up to be leaders in this industry. So guys, thank you so much for being here, and we appreciate you all.
Yes, God bless you. So once again, we're doing launch meetings for people this week. We're doing launch meetings next week. Get on our calendar. Same thing with Anna. Same thing with all the other leaders that are on here. Talk to the person who's working. Say, would you help me with a launch meeting? And we're going to work together with these meetings to get as many people on, even if it's just 2, 3, 4 people. But if you can get more people on, that'd be great. But thank you again, Maxime. Also for Ingela for jumping on and actually giving your testimonies today. That was absolutely phenomenal. So once again, we're here. WhatsApp us, call us, whatever we can do to help you grow. Let us know. So bless you and thank you, Anna, again.
Great job.
Amazing.
Great job.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for the opportunity. I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, and that's a fact. So thank you so much for everything that you have done and for all of your encouragement. It is so important for everybody to, really to emphasize how we're doing this together, because nobody is doing it alone. So thank you so much.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
You're growing like
Thank
crazy. We
you.
expect huge things. It's awesome. So God bless you.
Morocco,
Yes,
Morocco.
yes, absolutely. And we're gonna send out a video regarding that. So God bless you guys. Have an amazing day,
Have a
amazing
good
evening.
one.
We'll talk to you
Bye-bye,
real soon.
guys. Bye-bye.
God bless you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.